recognize her because you spent your career as a top model, probably dealing with a lot of products that promised a lot but didn't deliver in far-flung parts of the world.
Very true.
And I want everybody to go to QVC.com and start reading reviews. I did that actually last night, Lindsay, when I was watching the closing ceremonies. I had my phone in front of me and I knew what was going to be in my show. And I started reading the reviews, and I don't think I've ever read reviews for a brow product like you're gonna get for Frame Your Face Micro Brow Pencil Duo. For a value, by the way, one is $21, two of them should be $42. Not today, they're $29, and the shipping and handling is free. And if you have a Q card, you could even put this on 4 easy payments. So why don't we do shades really quickly, and then we're gonna see a really dramatic demonstration from Lindsay of why this is different and why those reviews are so glowing at QVC.com.
Okay, yes, so thank you for all of those reviews. Here's the shades. We have blonde. This is for platinum to light blonde hair. Taupe, this is our most universal shade. This is what I'm wearing today. This is for darker blonde to light brown hair, and then we have dark brown, which is your medium to dark brown hair, as well as salt and pepper. So there's those
and if I'm a little auburn, taupe's a good way to go, Lindsay?
Yes, go for the taupe. Taupe is very universal.
I think all of them are pretty limited, but the dark brown is really, really limited. Okay, so tell us your story.
So here's my story. I've been traveling the world as a model. I've spent countless hours in the makeup chair, which has been the best beauty school that anybody could have. And one thing that I'm obsessed with is brows. This is my expertise. So our Frame Your Face micro tip brow pencil is very unique because of this micro tip. Can you see this?
Yeah, we're gonna get a nice close-up of that.
So it's so fine. It actually mimics the shape of hair. So you're gonna get the most natural looking filled in brows.
Like your brows look unbelievable. They look amazing.
Thank you.
But you also have a tip for us because it's along with the product, you're really obsessed with us getting our brows at just the right shape.
Exactly.
That equals youth and beauty, and that's takes 10 years off your life easily. Boom,
instantly.
right there.
So,
driver's license, 10 years younger. So tell us how's the best way to do your brows.
So when I was in Japan, that's the first time I learned how to fill in my brows because my brows are actually very sparse. I overplucked them years ago.
We all did.
Like so many of you can relate to that. So if I take off this brow product, I have no hair. So here's the 4-step process. Line up the pencil with the side of your nose. And then make a little line here. I'm gonna use the mirror. So line up your pencil here, make a little dot, and then you're gonna rotate over, line it up with your pupil, make a little dot here. This is where your arch should be. Line it up to the corner of your eye. This is where your brow should end. So this is a great guide to show you where your brow shape should be. And then you're just gonna brush up and start filling in your shape. And make sure to fill in at the bottom because this is where women have their problem areas where they're over plucking, where they have sparse areas. So this is,
and that's a good tip because when I think about it, a lot of times I'm just really filling in on top,
Yeah.
not on the bottom. By the way, taupe's the most popular, but dark brown is going quickly. We don't have auto delivery. You may want to stock up because this is the product that Lindsay discovered. This is the technique that she has taught millions of women. Today, instead of being $42 for 2 of them, it's $29. The shipping and handling is free. That's not something we see all the time.
Exciting.
And it's actually pretty limited and we don't have auto delivery, so stock up. And now, again, come back to Lindsay, because look at the way that you're filling in. You're just doing tiny little strokes,
tiny little strokes, tiny little hair-like strokes. The more gentle, the better. And then you're gonna keep brushing through with your spoolie to get that most natural look. And for me, the most important part of the brow shape is the inner edge. You want to keep this looking really natural. So this right here, if you can see closely, this is all our Frame Your Face micro tip brow pencil. This is not hair. This is just me mimicking the shape of hair.
Right, and mine are uneven. I mean, I think most of us do that. You know, we have one brow that grows one way, one brow that goes the other, but that's the symmetry, that's the youth, that's the beauty that you get. If you don't have your brows done, we were saying, if you run out without makeup on, at least do your brows. Should we run over to our models?
Yes, let's
go. So again, we've got 3 shades. We've got the taupe, which is universal. We have blonde, which is so hard to find. And then we also have the dark brown that's going very quickly. So let's take a look here. So what do we see?
Anna's wearing dark brown, and she has sparse brows. They're very thin.
And like, wait, look at gorgeous Anne. If anybody said Anne had sparse brows, I'm like,
you wouldn't believe it, right?
No, you don't. Your brows are gorgeous.
So what we've done is we've brought the shape of her brow in towards her nose. We lined up the pencil with the side of her nose. We brought the hair in here. We drew a few hairs. It looks very natural. Does it look like pencil to you? To me, it looks exactly like hair. Then I brought the shape down and continue to fill in her sparse areas. So her brows are thicker, as you can see in the before. They're uneven, they're sparse, and in the after, she looks more youthful.
And and Anne's wearing dark brown, right?
She's wearing dark brown.
Dark brown is about to go.
Yeah.
We were actually really busy, so use the app on your phone. Go to QVC.com. Any way you can get through is a great way to go. So that's
gorgeous.
the dark brown, and now we're going to talk about blonde.
Yes,
and
this is
you're
blonde.
in the taupe, right,
I'm wearing
Lindsay?
taupe.
Okay, here's
Yes.
the other thing. A couple hundred left in the dark brown. We might be able to take a limited wait list. We don't have an advance order. And I think we're always searching for that brow product. And again, read the reviews. Like, most perfect brow product ever. Like, I feel like they should have a Disney theme like underneath some of those stories, because like you guys have raved over this at QVC.com.
Because when you're filling in your brows, you want the most natural look. Look at this. So before, her brows are barely there, really. So we filled them in. We've given her volume. We've enhanced the color. She looks gorgeous. Again, more youthful. Those thicker brows, it's very on trend right now. The thicker, very youthful brows makes you look like you're 16 years old again.
And I think it's interesting because you are a very young model, and all our models are young and beautiful. So sometimes it's your 16-year-old daughter. Sometimes it's the redhead who really, has maybe a beautiful shape to her brow, but they're sparse, And then we're going to come back over here. I'd love you to show us your technique again, Lindsay, because this is Wander Beauty, inspired by all the places in the world that you've gone. Check them out.
All over the world.
Wander Beauty has found the really elegant places to shop. We're always, I think, so lucky to have not just the brands here at QVC. So on a Monday morning, 6 a.m. on the West Coast, 9 a.m. on the East Coast, you don't have to get in the car and go to that elegant place to shop. You can do it right
I found
here.
It for you.
Thank
I tried
you.
and tested everything all over the world. It wasn't until I became creative director of Wander Beauty that I was able to create my dream product. So this is really filling in my brows in the most natural way possible. Continue to brush through with my spoolie, and I'm getting this beautiful shape, thicker, more gorgeous brows. And again, if I had taken this all off, you would be shocked. You would be shocked.
We're going to make her do that someday. Here's
will.
the scoop. The dark brown is down to just a little bit over 100, and honestly, just a few more than that in the taupe, which is universal, and then in the blonde, which is always really hard to find. And the scoop is, if you've got Wander Beauty, incredible micro brow product, you can find it at that upscale place to shop for beauty where you walk in and everybody's so chic. But one of them is $21. Yes. Two of them should be $42. We've got it at $29, so for a little more than the price of one, you're getting two. And we also have free shipping and handling. So with a Q card, you could put that on 4 easy payments. We're busy, so automated ordering, QVC.com. Lindsay, it was great working with you.
So much.
Thank you so much. Okay, we have, a lot of you always say, Jane, like, what product do you love? I have to say,